All right, launching today with my buddy Trey, who's filming, and Jake's gonna be here in a minute.
He's like some food.
Oh, he had to get his sheets made to order. Anyhow, this river is up. We're up over 66,000 CFS. It's up, and you know, let's see a fish rising right there. This creek mouth eddy right here looks slow, but the rest of it is going fast. And I'm actually going to change up. I actually rigged a bunch of things in preparation. Maybe I'll go left to right with what I have rigged up. I always do well with the Z-Man scented jerk shads on the finesse rigging bullets. That's a great river bait that imitates all sorts of different darters and minnows and stuff. My twin spin spinner bait with the gold skirt I tied on. My crayfish crankbait with the belly skirt on there, especially in this dark color, is a great one. A jackhammer, I actually had this tied on from we were down in Virginia. Direct braid tie with the 5-inch diesel minnow and Houdini. And then my finesse jigs. And I tied this one on yesterday getting ready for it, and that is a terrific bait for up here on the Susquehanna River, but I'm taking it off. Why? Because I misjudged how, I didn't pay enough attention to how high this river is. I'm changing to black because it's going to be muddy. I'm changing to a heavier weight. I'm going to dig in here and instead of the 1/8 ounce, I'll put this guy back. I'm probably going to jump up to that 16th. Here's 3/16. I don't want to go quite that heavy. I think 5/32 is a good weight. Yeah. I'm gonna tie that on with the bat wings, but a heavier weight and a darker color because it is fairly turbid. But one of the things I'm gonna do that's a little bit different than what I usually do after I put this back. I'm not bringing all these rods. I like to have the versatility of lots of rods. I'm bringing 2. I'm also, and it's because I don't want a bunch of rods sticking back. We're going to be up in the trees. We're going to be really mixing it up because this river is up and running through the woods in places, and that's where the fish are. So these are coming off. I don't want rods sticking back. I don't want my rod's catching on stuff. So I'm simplifying what I'm doing in anticipation for some extreme conditions. I'm bringing 2 of the batteries. This is a trip that you can't do with a paddle. I've tried. No, I've done it, but I worked my butt off and it only covered one little section of river. Pedal drive, I wouldn't do it. It's too vulnerable. It's too much current flowing down. 66,000 CFS. Yeah, you can do a pedal drive and stay right here in the creek mouth where it's fairly calm. But anywhere else out there, as fast as it's moving, you don't need that surprise, of here's your kayak and here's this thing sticking down and you're drifting in and whoo, there you go. Not worth it. So, but yeah, we're gonna get up in the trees. Skipping the jigs, and I'm gonna stick with the jackhammer. I may switch to a black one if it's really muddy out there. I'm gonna see if I get the gold going first. But 2 baits: power fish, finesse fish. That's it.
This man won't take any of my Willy Wallabies.
Oh well.
These things, I can't even say on video.
Yeah.
They're that good.
Where's the rest of your sheet stuff?
But you don't want to see what's in there. It's nicotine products.
Oh, man.
Gotta have something to keep me awake at night.
Where's your snacks?
I don't have snacks. I'm fat.
You get sandwiches?
No.
You gonna live off your own, like...
I'm gonna live off my own fatness, yes. You wanna look at my boat?
Sure.
Just pulled in, so I don't have anything rigged up yet, but this is my Hobie. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
They all there? They all there?
Yeah, they're all there. I may or may not have lost a rod.
Lost? Or pilfered?
I believe it was actually lost.
Okay.
So I called the Sheets in Thurmont, Maryland, and I had them check their video camera, and they said that no one walked up to my kayak and took the rod out, and I didn't stop anywhere else.
Okay.
So I think that it bounced out somehow, and I lost my about $425 worth of a chatterbait rod.
Sucks.
So
I did that on the Illinois River.
Yeah, but
it's gonna work.
what you know about that little guy? I forget the name of that thing, but that's a new color that Z-Man has out. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that I needed it.
The gold.
So,
all right, get your boat in the water. Let's go catch some fish.
all right, let's go.
We've got the Boondocks landing gear. It bolts right into the track system we have on here. Makes it nice. Easy on and off. These wheels roll really good as long as you don't have big rocks or anything. I do a lot of gravel landings and stuff like that, or grass or dirt. So if I got to pull over logs or something like that, I just leave the landing gear up and drag it over the logs. So
They do drag well. I'm getting the beach wheels on mine. And there's Jake. Jake needs a ramp. Jake always needs a ramp.
you got it tied? Okay, go ahead.
So this is a lot of what we're going to be looking at today, and it is dangerous, and it's the river just going through the woods here, so got to keep my head on a swivel and navigate through this stuff. And as we go, be ready to turn and make a cast and use the foot control steering and hit those little pockets, because that's where they are. First one on. I gotta worry about this strainer behind me as well. Got it on the black finesse jig, and oh, that's a great jump. Thank you, fish. Oh. Got too much power coming out of there. It's all right. I'm worried about this ledge. There's a little bit of a ledge drop, but there's a big old strainer hung up on it. So good start to the day. Not a real aggressive hit. I'm gonna pull over into this eddy and handle this guy. But I felt it nonetheless, because I had a little bit heavier weight than what I'd started with. You know, I went, what did I say, the 3/16th, and instead of the 8th that I wanted to start with. Another fish from that same spot. And you don't even deserve the net. I hate filming with road noise, but I'm going to try and get this point across over the Jake brakes, the tractor trailers going by. I've caught 2 fish out of here so far, and early on in your pattern development, using current as a way to figure out where they are. It's important to observe and make note of how far into that calm water or out towards the current seam were your bites occurring. Now, it is important to make note of that right here is a ledge going across, and back behind us is a lot of dead water, and we are pushed all the way up towards the top of that. You know, it's a little bit more effort for the fish to push up that way. It's less effort for them to hang out back here. So we're all the way up towards the top of a calm pocket of water that extends pretty far back in there. I didn't start back there. I haven't even fished that. What I fished is right up here. And what I want to acknowledge is that the two fish that I got weren't all the way at the back. That's usually where you catch them if the river is really rising, and as it comes up, they have a food source on that littoral zone, or that juncture between the water and the land. As it rises, there's things for them to eat back there. But this river is on the way back down on the downslope of, you know, I still say 66,000 cubic feet per second. But it's coming down, so as it's on the drop on the stream flow gauge, they're usually closer towards the current seam. And for me to make a mental note of that my two bites were not back there, they were out here, that is significant. You know, it's not totally dead water, but it's also not this crazy fast, you know, water out here. And I'm advancing too far upstream. I'll back off on that. It's somewhere on that blended current seam, but a good bit into the current. And that's why it was important early on for me to switch from that 1/8 ounce to the 3/16, so I could maintain, you know, that jig position without it just immediately sweeping downstream. I don't want that. I want to maintain contact with the bottom, and it was somewhere in this region. So that's the beginning of my pattern development, is two fish on the black finesse jig on the current seam towards the top of the eddy. That's an aggressive fish position. If they're looking to eat, move up in it. I'm going to go back and fish towards the back, but I'm going to swing around and come up from behind them. But good start, two fish. I got something going. So we went down a little bit from the launch. We're not even, you know, advanced upstream that much, and I'm already at 91% because I'm just really having to push it to get up against this current. We're gonna catch up with Jake. Jake ran up there somewhere. There he is. And then Trey, you get any yet? All right, he doesn't have any yet, but I did talk with Jake on the phone. He got a 19 3/4 on a spinnerbait, and he said there was a craw in the mouth. So helps to compare notes with folks you're fishing with. As soon as we pulled away from that creek, all of this water turned pretty brown. That creek that we put in at was pumping out pretty green water, and you know, all of my adjustments that I think for the darker craw profile and the bigger gold jackhammer, I may switch to a black too. We'll see. But Trey looks like he's enjoying it being a little bit warmer out here. Look at his toes wiggling there. What are you doing barefoot?
I got no depth finder today. That's how I don't jump through the water.
Hey. So I'm entering a little section that usually has no water whatsoever. So This is gonna be tricky. A lot of hanging branches and tough angles to get through. But I'm hoping there's something more than these wood ducks I just spooked. Hoping there's some fish. Oh. Seems like a good fish. Yep. Oh, it's a very good fish. I was down in this area that doesn't usually have water in it at all. Boy, what a pretty one that is. He whacked the finesse jig. Let's see. What a chunky. I don't know if there's room for me to get through there or not. It's gonna be a tight fit. Hold on tight. This could get real stupid real quick. Too many sweepers. Oh, that's much safer. So you can't really see what I'm doing, but you know. Log there that blocks the channel. It's gonna take me about 3 minutes, if that. Go. All right. Saw. Wait. Being swept towards. Nice. That's better for somebody else. All right, I have caught up with Jake, and you said Trey's already left.
Yeah, he's done for a day. I think he's got to coach a baseball game today.
Cool. Very cool. So we're up in this creek, and it's sort of a unique opportunity for us to go like way up the creek because the river's so high. In the spring, I like to go up in the creeks when the river's up and take it as far as it changes from pooled up like it is. If you look back here, to when it's free flowing as a creek again. That's usually a good hot spot. So
yeah, and I've done that in creeks closer to home. It's been very, very successful doing that. So.
Yeah, they like that current.
They do.
Push up to it. So
they also like the cleaner water, and this creek runs about 2 to 4 degrees warmer than the river.
Nice. All right, well let's zoom up there, see how far we get.
Good deal.
Oh, on off. 2 bites in just a couple casts and lost the first one. Get in there. Finally decided that time to chase. Should be good. I have not been doing it all day. Nice. Nice, man. What'd you get him on?
Jackhammer.
Sweet.
She choked it.
I just got 2 bites up there. I landed 1.
Yep.
That's a beauty.
Yeah. Get her back in there. She got some marks on her.
Yeah.
Looked like she might have got bit by a catfish.
Yep. Nice catch, man.
Thanks, buddy.
So the fish that's always going to be the most willing to eat is always right up on the current seam up at the top. Just drop one right in there. Give it a second to sink down. Alright, let's see if I can get up this thing. Full throttle with the motor, plus paddling. No problem. No problem at all. So I can keep going up this creek, but I think I've outrun my reliable bite. Watch one hit now and prove me wrong, but you know, it's fun. With this rig, it goes in 2 inches, but the motor in the middle of a chute really doesn't need that much. I don't know. I mean, you can absolutely grind your way through. I'm going to tell you, 6-7 inches of water. I didn't grind coming down through, but you know, you aim for the middle of the haystack waves, the V, where it's all funneling in. That's your deepest water. But I've made it up a good ways. This is fun. Let's get back down there to where Jake's at and see if he's still catching them. He was getting some better ones for sure. I'm gonna switch. I've been throwing the Jackhammer 1/2 ounce in gold shiner with the Houdini diesel minnow. Really one of my favorite power fishing baits, but I'm gonna give the crayfish crankbait a go. See if it doesn't give me a couple more bites. I'm using the mid-range diver in a fairly dark color there. It could be the more natural color, but you know, this is what I had tied on for the muddy water. This is not muddy, but it's somewhere in between. And man, that happened quick. Oh, that's a great fish. All right. Whew. Yep. First cast on the crayfish crankbait and fish on. Fat one at that. Doesn't always happen quite that nicely, but when you match what they're looking for, that certainly helps. Let's see what we got here. Yep. I'm gonna say right at 17 inches. They grow so fat, so fast. Eating all those crustaceans. See you later, guy. So the moderate action rod is such a critical part of crankbaiting for me because I fish with braid and I need that moderate action. I fish with braid because I enjoy the sensitivity that these St. Croix Legend Tournament rods give me on top of the no stretch of braid. You know, it's just, it allows me to know, to feel the bottom substrate and know that, hey, I'm on chunk rock, I'm on gravel, I'm on muck, sand. I can feel all that with the, you know, with a super sensitive rod. And in most cases, that doesn't coincide with a moderate action. You know, a lot of moderate action rods are fiberglass or some blend of fiberglass that you lose that sensitivity that graphite gives you. And then most of them are, you know, are very much, you know, jig rods or Carolina rig or something that's fast action. So this moderate, you know, it's a 7-foot medium power moderate action, and it's great for cranks. Keeps them buttoned. All right, I got a lot of wood on this bank and a fairly decent sized fish buttoned. Yep. So I'm steering him out away. That's a good fish. Away from the bank, because I don't want all that wood. I don't want him digging in the wood. I don't want him breaking off in the wood. He did not. So steer away from the obstructions, and in this case, I'm banging into wood. I know exactly, I mean, I can feel the logs that the crankbait is pinging off of, and almost always I can feel the wood kind of climb the log and have the fish just load up on it. Another nice fish. Another nice, I bet you he's, you know, another 17-inch range fish. Yeah. 17 and a half. So many this size. It's so much fun. See it fishy. So I've been operating with one finesse rod and one power fishing rod up front. And the finesse rod has been this this finesse jig rod, but I'm putting it away. If they're eating the crank that well, it's just in the way. So it goes back, and I got a little bit less complication up front. To bang the wood with the crank. This is fun. Yeah, I knew that one was big. He was on the perfect rock down there. Oh, he barely hit 2. Loosen that drag. I'll be lucky if I get this guy in. I can already see. Alright, I'm in the middle of the river. Away from logs, so I think. I've got to get this net under this fish. Got one hook in you, bud. I'll let you go, I promise. I promise. I promise. And it's out. See that? Oh, moderate action rod. adjusting the drag just a little bit to give it a little bit more forgiveness. I am fairly certain that's my big for the day. So far. Beautiful fish. Yeah, he's this one's 18 and a half. And just as chunky as they can get. Beautiful animal. You smell like a smallmouth. Yeah. I love these fish. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick pic. Can I take a picture with you? I think you're beautiful. Alright. That's the crankbait that's getting them all. Anyone besides me want to petition Live Target to start making these again? Well, let's get this 18 and a half incher back in there. Thank you for playing. So I've had to bend some hooks back on this, but I also got one that's rounded, and I got a little file here to fix that tip that's rounded. That hook point is your link. It's still not. I must have hit some rock. But yeah, getting a little file on there, and just pay attention. You know, pay attention to your hook points. They're important. You know, that's what happens when you have fish that eat the whole thing and don't get hooked. It's probably one of your hook points is dull. All right, it is gold nugget time. So just clip that on there, send it down, and bounce it up. Actually, this one's not the golden one, but it's that old chartreuse, not chartreuse, hot pink, one of the originals. But just a lead weight with a swivel gets it back every time. Not every time. It's 9 out of 10. 90% of the time. All right, we are calling it a day. Heading back to the launch.
My arms are tired.
Creek was way better than the main river. Main river was slow.
Yeah, I think Trey will be happy to hear that.
Because he left it 1 o'clock.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh.
I may or may not have already called him and told him that I wrecked him.
I think I number crunched. I got a lot in that 17-inch range.
Yeah.
And 5 fish, I got 87 and a half inches. Biggest was 18 and a half. You had a considerably better day.
Yeah, I think we were both fishing the same pattern, basically wood.
Yeah.
But I think that
smashing things into wood. I used a crankbait. And
yeah, I mean, for me, everybody knows I love a jackhammer. This was brand new whenever I tied it on.
Look at all that paint going from the head.
So, and then I put one of the Razor ShadZ in the deal. I actually went through. I had to replace the Razor ShadZ today, which is not very common that you have to do.
Right.
But I had to replace the Razor ShadZ today because it got tore up. It was all
nice.
I mean, it was bad tore up. But I had close to 96 inches.
Yeah.
And I just think, the bigger fish. I mean, we've talked about it before that chatterbait just gets them big,
Yep.
So, but yeah, that was brand new today.
Cool. Well, let's zoom on out of here. Go grab something for dinner.
What you want to get?
Burger King.
This will work great for my diet.
You on a diet?
I don't know. That's my wife.
Okay. Hey, Jake.
Yeah,
I'm a bad influence.
I know. She knows. Every time I go out with you, I hang out really late. I don't come home. I come home at all hours of the night.
Well, there's still more creek up there if you wanted to. I mean, it's, you know, it's not dark yet.
She'll enjoy watching this video if you put this in there.
I'll put it in there.
All right, let's go.
All right.